Hello everyone, this is Kalyan from Blackbox Tech, and today my subject is Docker. So what is Docker? Docker is a tool designed to make it easier to create, deploy and run your application by using containers. And containers allows a developer to package an application with all the parts it needs, such as you need a library and other dependencies, and also you can ship it all out as in one package. So without further delay, let's get started. So in beginning, I will just create a plain Angular application using Angular CLI. So let's do that. Once it is done, I will open my Visual Studio Code to open the project. So first of all, I will create a file in the root of the project, and the file name will be Dockerfile. So what is Dockerfile? So Dockerfile, where you can write the steps to pull the required dependencies from Docker Hub, and also you can run step of your build and also the deploy. So the first step, for an example, we'll be using Node as well as Nginx to serve our build application. So first of all, let's pull some Nodejs versions from the Docker Hub. See, our application dependency is 11.15.0 Alpine version. So Alpine mainly specification is a lighter version of the node. So I'll just 11.15.0 and then Alpine. So what I'll do, I will write form node then colon 11.15.0 and then Alpine. So this is the version it will pull from Docker Hub, and then I will just tag it as build step. Then I will create a folder. So I will write work directory, and the work directory will be app. After that, I will copy the package.json. So I'll directly write copy package.json, and then I will send it to app folder. So the next step is I will run npm install to install all the packages needed from the package.json, and then once it is done, what I'll do, I will just copy everything from my project folder, and then I will run npm run build to build our project. So if you see the package.json, you see this build. So npm run build, and then I will create my product prod stage. So for I will need Nginx. So let's search for Nginx official image. So this is the Nginx official site. So I will use this 1.16.0 Alpine version. So from Nginx 1.16.0 Alpine version, and this will be my prod stage. Now what I'll do, I'll just copy and this directory or the content of this directory from my build step. So you can write from my build step, and the folder will be app. Inside that it will be creating the dist4 directory, and this directory I will also need actually it will create the same name. So in the this directory it will create Docker Angular folder once the build is done, right? So we need to also mention Docker Angular, because I don't need any folder inside my Nginx HTML directory. So that's why I will just specify the exact folder, and it will just extract the content, copy the content out of it, and then put inside my Nginx user, and then share Nginx HTML. So I need it to copy the file from my dist Docker Angular, all the copy all the content, and then it should put inside user share Nginx HTML folder. And then I will expose a port 80, and then it need to run some command. So in command line it will run Nginx -g or -g, and then it will also put the daemon off. That means whenever I will run the container, that time it will start running and without a daemon mode. Daemon off. And also don't forget to put this colon outside semicolon. So again, like the steps, you understand. So I'm just pulling the node, and then I'm creating a work directory. I'm creating copy the package.json here to inside the working directory, then running npm install, copy everything from and putting into the directory, then running npm run build. It will create a this directory. Inside this directory it will also create a folder called Docker Angular, in which you will have all the files. And then also I am pulling Nginx Alpine version 1.16.0, and then from this build step I am copying this Docker and content of this Docker Angular folder, then sending it to user share Nginx and HTML directory. Then I am exposing a port of the container 80 so that the container can listen or can be connected in the port 80. Then I am saying Nginx and putting the daemon mode off. So the next step is I need to build this image. So I will do docker build, and I will to tag, I will put a tag. So let's make it name as Docker Angular. I'm sorry. So you need to also tell it where your Docker file is. So our Docker file is in the root, so just put a dot. Now it will start building your Docker image. It will take some time because it will run all these steps, so just wait for a few minutes. So it is done, and you can see the successful message like successfully tagged Docker Angular latest. So latest is the latest version. So now if you wanted to see like what all images you have, you can check it by docker image and ls. So it will tell you like all the images available. So this is the tagged version what we have just built, so tagged as latest, and we have given a name of Docker Angular. So Docker Angular 21 seconds ago, and it's also pulled the node and Nginx. Okay, and this all nuns and orphan version which you can remove. So let's give you also a basic things like how you can actually remove all these things. So you can write docker image rm, and then you can actually pass all these image numbers. So it will delete all your unused images, and then if you again run docker image ls, you can see only the required images are there. Now once we have our images ready, now I will run my container. So to run my container, I need to run docker run, and I need it to be interactive mode, and then also I will use my host port. So which port you want to run your application. So for an example, I want to run my application in port 8000, and also the port where you have exposed your image. So is in our case it's 80, so I will pass 80 here. So remember, this is the port you want, and this is the port where you exposed your Nginx here, in this case 80. And then I will also put a name of my container, and in this case I can put Angular Docker, and in the last thing, what my image name. So image name is Docker Angular. So let's run it. So it will start running. Let's try in the browser. Let's go to localhost port 8000, and here our application. So to see like what is happening here, let's open another terminal window. Okay, so now you can check docker container ls, or sorry, docker psa. So you can see the name Angular Docker. It's currently up for 46 seconds, and it's running, see, port 8000, and it's forwarding to 280 TCP, our container. And if you want to go inside this container, let's go inside the container, docker exec I t, and then what is our name of the container? Angular Docker, and I want to open sh. So now you are inside your container. So if you have like where we are storing this HTML, right? So you can just copy this path. So inside this container our build file should be there, so you can cd into it, and if you see ls, you can see all our files are there, and Nginx actually serving it from port 8000. So that's all for today, and in the next week what I'll do, I will just go inside more advanced topic of Docker, in which I will also let you know like how you can actually use it for Docker or Angular Universal as well, where you can actually see like how we can actually use Nginx to proxy to an Angular application with which running is as Angular Universal through Node. Till then, thank you and bye.